This is News 8 from Wood TV.
Now at noon, new details in the killing of a woman near Richland. What court documents just obtained by News 8 say about her alleged killer and how she was murdered. Plus, the FDA is getting closer to greenlighting another COVID vaccine candidate. We'll also get you updated on the ongoing COVID relief talks in Washington. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Justin Kolar. Off the top at noon, disturbing new details about a woman found murdered in a Kalamazoo County lake earlier this week. 28-year-old Amber Marie Walker was found dead in 3 lakes near Richland on Monday. Chad Michael White is in custody on homicide charges. New court documents reveal White allegedly shot and stabbed Walker, ran her over with his car, then told at least 3 people about what he had done. Walker's body was found around 12:30 Monday afternoon by a driver who just happened to pull off the road on 35th Street and just happened to notice the body. Police say that around 3 o'clock that afternoon, Chad White went home and told his girlfriend that he had, quote, caught a body and asked her to help him wash his clothes. An hour later, White allegedly told a man that he had killed someone and asked if prints could be lifted from a body after it was in the water. He also told the man that his slippers had fallen off in the water. Police then found those slippers in the lake later that night. Police arrested White and found a handgun that matched the murder weapon. He was with a third person who told police White had also told him about the murder. White remains in the Kalamazoo County Jail without bond. The FDA is currently discussing another COVID vaccine. A federal review showed that the Moderna vaccine is safe and effective. Meanwhile, Congress is getting closer to a stimulus bill that could put some cash in your pocket. NBC's Tracy Potts has more from Washington.
COVID relief is now closer than ever.
I think it is in the oven being baked as we speak, and I hope it comes out soon.
With an unexpected twist, $600 for every eligible American.
To American families in need, struggling to put food on the table and pay their rent or mortgages.
The news comes as President-elect Biden nominates Pete Buttigieg as Transportation Secretary, the first openly gay cabinet nominee.
A cabinet that is opening doors and breaking down barriers.
And as Biden prepares to get the coronavirus vaccine next week.
I want to make sure that we demonstrate to the American people that it is safe to take.
Vice President Pence and his wife get their shots tomorrow. Today, FDA advisors will review a second vaccine by drug maker Moderna. If approved, 6 million doses could ship next week.
We should start to see an impact in the very high-risk populations that are being immunized as we speak.
Including thousands of healthcare workers. One in Alaska had an allergic reaction.
Her heart rate was elevated. And she had a red flushed rash over her face and torso.
She's stable after a night in the ER. As of today, Pfizer's vaccine has reached 886 sites across the nation. Some nursing homes have also started vaccinating patients, and not a moment too soon. This virus is spreading in places like California, where they've set up 60 mobile morgues to deal with the overflow of deaths from COVID-19. Tracy Potts, NBC News.
Today is the final scheduled session for the Michigan Senate. They may take action on a COVID relief bill, which Governor Whitmer has been pressuring them to do. If senators pass a bill, it would still need approval in the state House. The House does plan to come back for at least one day next week after several recent sessions have been canceled due to COVID cases. We'll be sure to keep you updated throughout the day. Kalamazoo hospitals will give their first COVID vaccinations this afternoon. Here's a picture from Bronson on their first shipment arriving this morning. Both Bronson and Borges will start giving vaccines to healthcare workers in just a few hours. We'll have coverage throughout the afternoon on woodtv.com and coming up tonight on News 8 at 5. Happening right now up north, Antrim County is performing its audit of the presidential election. Antrim County has been the focus of online conspiracy after a mistake on election night initially showed Joe Biden winning the heavily Republican county. The clerk corrected the results hours later and said it was caused by a human error, not a machine. However, President Trump's attorneys have repeatedly argued the mistake was due to Dominion's voting machines, trying to claim that means results across the country using those machines shouldn't be trusted. The results of today's audit will be made public. 4 of the 6 men charged in federal court in the plot to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer pled not guilty this morning in Grand Rapids. Daniel Harris, Ty Garbin, Caleb Franks, and Adam Fox are accused of conspiracy to kidnap, which carries up to life in federal prison. Authorities say these men targeted Whitmer because they believed her executive orders in response to the coronavirus were an overreach of her powers. 8 other men are also charged with state crimes. Ottawa County Sheriff's officials are looking for a man they say stole a car after using a gun to try and rob 2 people separately. He was working with someone else who's already in custody. They believe this man could still have the gun and is dangerous. It happened shortly before 11 o'clock last night at the Locale Apartments in Allendale. One of the people gave investigators a description of the men, and deputies say they tried to rob someone else in the same area. They then saw the stolen car in Jenison, tried to stop it, but the driver took off. They eventually crashed into a fence and a tree on Canal Avenue just off of 36th Street in Granville. That's when deputies arrested one of the men, but the other was able to run away. Police don't have a detailed description of him. You should call the sheriff's deputies if you can help them solve this. Now we go to a live look over a very quiet Grand Rapids, and in terms of your storm teammate forecast, that is. Let's take it over to meteorologist Emily Skidema. Emily, it seems like all the action is out east right now.
Yeah, that's where we're seeing those incredible snowfall reports, and I'll have more on that coming up. But for now in West Michigan, it is fairly quiet. Here's what we're seeing in South Haven, where we have the cloudy skies and dry conditions too. Just a few flurries trying to come down across the area, but that's about it. Satellite imagery shows the cloud cover. Tonight we could see a little bit of clearing, but in general, this 8-day forecast does stay fairly cloudy. Now here's the view off to the east, where the incredibly heavy snow is coming down. Areas of Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine seeing the brunt of this snow right now. And as I mentioned, there have been some incredible snowfall reports coming in. Temperatures in Michigan, upper 20s to around 30 degrees right now. Our winds are coming in right around 5 miles per hour or less than that, so not too concerned with the wind chill today. High temperatures this afternoon climb to the low 30s. We'll keep the clouds with us. We could clear out a little bit tonight into tomorrow morning. After that, a nice little warm up to look forward to before things cool down just in time for Christmas. I'll have more details on the temperature trend coming up.
Thank you, Emily. Well, after a year off because of the pandemic, Tulip Time is set to return next May. That'll run through the 1st through the 9th and feature favorites like the Artisan Market and Tulip Time Run, along with the new Immersion Garden. Some details are still up in the air right now because of current restrictions, but we do know they'll be widening the festival just beyond the downtown Holland area. There'll also be time ticketing events for all of them so they can socially distance everyone. We have more details for you at woodtv.com. Well, still ahead, the Northeast is getting battered by a powerful nor'easter. We take you there for a look at how the storm has quickly turned into a mess. But first, the Supreme Court will make a decision in the NCAA student-athlete compensation case. We're talking with experts about what could change.